What's up, guys? So today I'm going to talk about the importance of having a curriculum to structure your training. So I believe a curriculum is a necessity for any school to have, especially for white belts that are progressing towards their blue belt rank. Later on, it can be a little bit more unstructured, but white belts, beginners need that kind of structure to their training. So it provides that structure because you can isolate specific skills for white belts to learn. You can isolate all the positions that they need to learn, and you can do it sequentially in a way that makes sense, right? And you can also just make it a certain amount of time and cycle it through, and you continue that process until your students are competent enough in the basic skills that you believe a blue belt needs to have. And of course, at that point, you would promote them. For a blue belt, you can also have a curriculum too. You can have a curriculum to get to purple. You can teach them more advanced skills that they may need. And you can show them more advanced offensive sequences. You can show them submission defense. I don't show too much submission defense to white belts. That's something I leave later on. I think it's more important that they focus on other skills. But it provides that structure that's necessary for that kind of progression. The other thing you can make sure you do is you make sure your students don't have glaring holes in their game, right? So if you have, say, a 6-month curriculum or whatever that cycles through for white belts, you cover all the basic skills in that curriculum. Because you have that structure, you can make sure you're not skipping anything over. Your students aren't skipping anything over in their training so that they're not gonna have no idea how to get out of side control or mount, for instance, even though they've been training for 8 months. They should have some idea of how to do that. So you avoid those problems. You avoid getting into a situation where you have a student that's really advanced in some areas, but completely weak with non-existent skills in other areas, right? You want to have that balance and make sure that they're pursuing and attaining all the necessary skills to achieve the next rank. And having a curriculum structure like that is useful. It's also useful for an instructor because you can reevaluate your curriculum. You have something written down that you can reevaluate as you learn more, as you intake new information from other sources, as you progress through the curriculum and you see how well people are retaining the skill sets you want them to retain. You can make adjustments and fix your mistakes from earlier and fine-tune it and make it better. So having that written down is important because it allows you to adjust it and make it better over time. So personally, the way I do my curriculum is I do 2 lessons per week. This is both for my adults and my kids' classes. Although my kids' classes, I only have 4 classes a week. My adults, I have 5. So the way it works for my adults is I do my lesson 1 on Mondays and Tuesdays. I do my lesson 2 for the week on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And then Fridays, I do a question and answer class. The reason I split it apart this way is because everyone has a different schedule, and it's completely unrealistic to expect your adult students to be there every single day of the week. So if you do a different lesson every day of the week, you're going to get basically all your students pretty much are going to be missing out on key information, that you want to convey. So not everyone can make it 5 days a week, but most people, right, 90+% of students, they can make 2 classes a week, right? So if you structure it that way, they can make the Monday, Tuesday class, then they can make either the Wednesday or Thursday class. My Friday classes are Q&A, so it's basically either a review. If you missed a day, you can ask a question on what we went over that day, and of course I'll show. But you can also ask anything. I let people ask any sorts of questions from matches that they watch to instructionals that they watch to crazy YouTube techniques that they watch, right? I try to answer all of it and try to go over it, right? I leave that up to the students. So the Friday class is nice, although having that structure of 2 lessons per week is really important, and it works well for kids too. Again, kids, you're going to find more often that you'll have kids that are able to make every single class than you will your adults. However, there still are kids that have other activities. They can only make it twice a week, So having that structure makes it so that they're not losing out on important skills that they need to progress. So I hope you guys like the video, guys. That's the way I do it, and that's my rationale behind it. It's important to have a curriculum. If you're an instructor and you need a curriculum, take some time, write it down, spend a few hours on thinking about what the important skill sets and important moves that you need to convey to your students are, and make sure you guys implement that in your schools. So thanks for watching. Share this video if you like it. If you disagree, make sure you leave a comment. Let's discuss, and I'll see you guys next time.